Hi everyone. I'll be starting now. So talk about our position. Let me just put this on Twitter. Uh, let's start. So I hope everybody's having. I hope everybody's having a good trading session so far. Let's look at where we are. Right. So I'll be streaming only one account today. I won't be streaming the remaining accounts. So current position. Let's see. Okay. In the comments, let me know if you are able to hear me. Hi, Kyle. Hi, Pushma Mitra, sir. Hi, Pradeep. Okay. So I recently just updated saying that if you have just so people, let me just see if there are enough people online. Yeah, I think there are people joining in. Cool. Let's look at the position. So I took a entry this morning. Let me look at the history. I think roughly around 9. Go all the way down. Yeah. So as you can see, I entered around 40, 41, right? So 41, 43 with the hedges of 1 and 1, 2 and 1, right? So this was the entry. And since then we have had total of 3 adjustments, right? I moved my hedges closer, and then 42,600. We moved from 42,500 to 42,600. Then I think we moved back from 42. I'm trying to see, okay, because I'm not watching the screen completely from the beginning. So from 42,600 we went to 42,700, then went to 42,800, and then when the market reversed, we went back to 42,700. So that's why right here, and in between we also went to 43,000 and then came back to 42,900. So currently we are at 0.55%. The current configuration I'm using a risk off. I'm using a risk off of 97.97 with an auto update of 50 and a price difference of 40%. So what this means is if the call or the put goes to 97 and stays above 97 for what is the update 5 ticks, then it will automatically risk off. And the reason I'm doing this is uh, the net is almost 100, so I'm willing to give so even if it's an expiry, so everything's going to go to 0. So even if one goes to 97, the other will compensate for it. Well, not completely, but at least to some extent. And honestly, it's not going to wait all the way, because if one goes to, let's say, 65 or 70, the chances of other going to 30 is high. It, not even, let's say, 70, if it goes to 75, then the other is at 32 or 37, even at 37, right? The price difference will make sure that the one which is at a lower price comes closer. So that's the configuration right now. I'm going to see if I haven't looked at if I have margin to add. Yeah, I think I have some margin that I can utilize. So I've tried to add. Yeah, that's all I can add. Uh, cool. So we'll we'll just quickly go over the functionalities one by one, right? And then we'll take up any questions which are there on with regards to function options available. Right? Let me just send out one more notification and then we'll talk about. Okay. I'm using the latest version, the one that is deployed to everybody now. So even my version is in sync with whatever everybody, including XTS, is using, XTS and Zerodha. Uh, so the OI doesn't update right now on XTS. I think we will be working with them to get this data as well. I think there are APIs we just have to integrate for OI data on XTS, but for Zerodha it is already coming. So I have the version of Zerodha also open here. Let's look at that so that we can go over the functionalities. Hello, sir. Hi. Thank you for joining in. So let me just switch over to Zerodha and we'll look at. Regarding DuckDuck API, Janam Duck, I think I am working with Janam to start integrating Janam as well. Angel has not been responding. You might have seen my tweets. I've been asking them for a test environment. We are struggling because the window is only during live market. After that, we're not able to. So you reach out to your mm, RMs, right? Ask them to maybe find a solution. Else, you can tell them you want to move out to some other broker. Because I've tweeted twice. I've uh, sent a direct message to them, but we're not getting a good response so far. So that's why Angel is getting delayed right now. Uh, Kotek also the work is going on. So the question was around on the chat. So when are we coming up with Angel? When are we coming with Kotek? Kotek also they have given an sandbox environment, so testing has started on them. Most likely we should roll out in another 10 days. Uh, okay, let me show the position in the meantime till I'm just working out other things. Then we'll talk about the position. Looking if there's any question. SaaS Online, yes, we've started looking at the documentation. Kotek, like I said, it's going to be another 10 days, most likely, uh, if everything goes fine. So then things in pipeline are for Dhan and Fires. SaaS Online, Dhan, and Fires are the next three that we are looking at with this. Okay. Okay, so let's just look at the intention behind what is our trade. And Try and see if I can. Okay, so market is making an up move. My price difference is 40. So if the move is consistent and it continues, like I said, if this goes to 47 and this doesn't decay, right, even if the VIX started rising, my put will come closer. So I will only bring the put closer when the up move is consistent, and the way to do it is through price difference, where we're basically saying that if the difference between the LTP of a put and a call is more than 40 points, is when I want to bring my puts closer. Let's say, so irrespective, right? Right now in this case, because the put is at a lower price, that's why put will come closer. If the market reverses and let's say the put spikes and put goes to 70 and the call goes to 30, then the call will come closer. So if it's a range bound, then it's very good for us. And so I've taken a strangle since morning and I'm continuing with strangle. Right. Um, if there are any specific questions that you want me to uh, focus on, I'll do that. JM Finance, I haven't looked at, sir. JM Financial, I'll have to check. I'll quickly go over the functionalities that we've added recently. Yeah, so that there are some questions around that. So let me just load up my ZERODHA instance and we will talk about some of the new additions that have happened now. So uh, the first and foremost is now this 30 is there is a drop down here. This drop down is basically you saying treat this as more of a market protection order, where if you do a limit order and you say add 30% buffer to whatever order that is being sent. Now in case of a sell order, we're gonna subtract from the LTP 30%, right? So let's say 10%, and if I take a use case here, let's look at the strangle, and if I do an individual of 20, so this is a 20 buck position. I'm gonna just try to sell this. It's a paper trade with a limit order of 10%. So you'll see the LTP is around 2021 and it added 10%, which is around $2, right? So that's why the average price that we show here. So the order, if this was a live, we will send an limit order with a sell price of yeah. Okay, maybe I'm showing it incorrectly here. One second, one second. Yeah, I'm showing it incorrectly in the paper trade. One second. Let me do a buy here. So one second. Let me just make sure I have the right version also, because I need to check this. Let's go back to our position for now. Okay, one second. Just moving again. Let's look at the. So my put has moved. It came closer to 42,800, and the new difference is set to 60. Right? Let me just look at the market once. So what has happened is it has moved from 42,700 to 42,800 because of the price difference. So the market was moving up, and the new price difference got calculated at 60, which is okay. And the new put price check has become 86. because we entered and we said 50. Okay. So price check of 86 makes will ensure that if the market then reverses from here, my put will again go back. It will shift away, and the call is at 97, which is also okay. So if the market continues to go up, the call will risk off. Let me see. Yeah, I realized there is paper trade has a different logic, so I need to look at the paper trade logic. But in the meantime, let's look at the market. 87, 86, 97. Yeah, this is okay. I'm not going to touch the configuration so far because I don't want to be. I don't want this to become a straddle. I'm okay to risk off when it goes to 97, uh, which is another 17 points on the up, and most likely I will be able to compensate at least 15 points on the put side if the up move is, unless the up move is very swift. Okay, we'll see that as well. I'm not looking at the questions right now. Just give me a minute and look at the questions as well. So the problem with not giving, so if I move this to a non-VM, the performance that you expect. So the reason we give a VM is this is more of the kind of execution that you need, right? We want to give that kind of execution, right? Now, if we start, so on the VM, you can't browse, you can't, basically, there's no other action that you can perform on VM except running TradeFlow. So that ensures that the performance is never compromised. Right? Now, we start giving it on individual machines. First of all, the infrastructure, we'll have to design it accordingly. Right now, you can't, right? Yeah. So, and the other is the security reasons, right? One is the performance, the other is security. So we will, I'll see if there's a alternative. We will explore if possible. We'll try to think about a version which is a limited set of functionalities, right? Not everything is available, but which may not use too much of power as well. And then it's still a big if, right? If this is possible. So, but currently the focus is more about, okay, how do we make this robust? How do we make it for the the platforms that users are asking for, to try and support more and more brokers. So multiple reasons, multiple. It's a combination of APIs, right? So every broker we have to work with the way broker provides the API, right? It's not a generalized. So every broker starts doing the same way, then it will become fairly straightforward. But that's not the way, right? So every broker has its own way of doing things. What's the just looking at some of the data, and I'm expecting a bit more around too. So we'll be very cautious given it's monthly expiry, first expiry of this financial year, as in a monthly first monthly expiry, and the market has made a lot of moves in recent past. So trying to see how to best manage this position what we have. sorry. So the price check and price difference are completely independent. Right? So let's say you have a price check and then you have a price difference. When you have a price check of 100 points, you're basically saying that is the audio there now? So there's no so in here, okay. In here, the earlier the price difference resulted in bringing the puts closer, right? Now, if you look at it, it is the setting is such that it will risk off first because the difference of 60 is not possible right now without reaching 97 or 86. So the price difference is irrelevant right now, but the price difference will come handy when next time the adjustment happens, because as soon as I risk off, the sell price will update, right? And when the sell price updates, my combined sell price 40% will result in updating the price difference also. So it is more of, I already know that the first thing which is going to happen now is the price check, but I have a price difference checked so that when the adjustment happens, then a new price difference is calculated, and that price difference will ensure if the same move continues, assuming let's say an up move happens, right? So as soon as my call goes above 97, uh, there's no audio. Okay. Am I audible? I don't think so, it's on mute. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for the first comment to say I'm audible. Uh, can you please let me know if you're able to hear me? Okay. Yeah. So just to repeat, right? If in case if there was some audio issue, 97 will ensure that the call is risk off, right? But I have a price check of 60. Sorry, price difference of 60 right now. The 60 is not going to happen without either of the price check coming actually into action, because for 60 it has to, right now the difference is 20, right? We need 40-point difference. A 40-point difference basically is only possible when this goes to 97, and then the decay also happens on top of it on the put side, which is not going to happen in the current scenario because we are at 42,800, right? So this will result in the call, let's say the move is upside, the call will risk off. When the call risks off, I'm going to get a call around, let's say, $60. So 60 plus 57, that puts me around 120. So 40% of 120 is going to put me around 48, right? So then the price difference of 48 is actually the right value post movement. So that's why I keep it checked, so that if then the movement continues, right? If that up move is quite big, then due to price difference, my put will then come closer. So it's not just about right now, it's also about the when the first automation happens or the next automation happens, will what settings will I need? So that's why I have a price difference of 60. I hope that answers. Any other question? When you're using, let's say if you're using TradeFlow and you're looking at the settings are not just for right now, it's also for the next and the next automation. And so uh, because I may not be at the screen, but I do want to make sure that if that kind of move happens, we are still protected. Okay, I've been getting comments saying that why don't you use exit PNL? I should be using it. I think I'm willing to lose for today maybe a 2% limit. Right? If my PNL goes above 2 lakh, let's make it 180. And if my target is just giving, let's say 7, it's a high number, it's not going to happen. And we'll do an auto update of uh, let's say 50,000, let's say 1 lakh. I don't want to update before I reach 1 lakh. So I've added a 1 lakh as well here. So now if my profit goes above 1 lakh, the exit criteria will change to 0, right? And I will have the P&L of checkbox checked. So this way I know for the day I am not going to lose more than 1.8%. And an auto update of 1 lakh will ensure that if my profit goes to 1 lakh, my exit criteria becomes 0. So that will ensure that now even if there's a swift move in either direction, and if my profit is wiped out, I end up the day not losing money. I am okay to end at a break even. So that's what this auto update will help me to achieve. So I've been trading Bank Nifty for a very long time. So for me, I always prefer Bank Nifty. I I think there are people who are making similar kind of money in Nifty as well. It's not about so Bank Nifty is also riskier, right? You can see the kind of M2M swings we end up seeing in a day, the kind of candles that come in, right? So if you're okay with a big MTM swings, and if you're okay to do multiple adjustments, Bank Nifty keeps you on the edge, right? Nifty relatively is much calmer, right, compared to Bank Nifty. So risk reward again, right? It's a higher risk. Sometimes rewards are higher, and so is your loss, right? So me doing only Bank Nifty is and Fin Nifty now is the only reason is for me. It's easier to come up with the numbers because I've been doing this for a long time now, right? So once you start trading in one index, you can relate to how the prices will move, right? In certain VIX environment, if there's a 50-point up move, down move, how will my premiums move? So that is the only reason me doing Bank Nifty. But to answer your question, I would not suggest shifting because okay, others are saying I we made 2% more than what you made. Right? I think it's more about consistently what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with Nifty, continue with Nifty. If you're comfortable with Bank Nifty, please continue with Bank Nifty. End of the day, results will be pretty much same. I don't think there's going to be a vast difference between an ROI on a longer term basis. Okay, I just realized the target is 70, not 7. Okay, that's just absurd. It should be 7. And 7 itself is not possible. It's just that I'm putting a way too high value so that I don't have like a fixed target in mind. So that's why I don't put target. But the system, if I leave this as 0, what I'm saying is 0 is also a target. Anything where if I say above 0, eh, that is a valid value, or even a 0 is a valid value. So a lot of people, they don't change this. Okay, I have to check the checkbox. Sorry. Yeah, if I leave this as 0, then I'm making more than 0, right? So it will automatically square off. Okay, there's a lag. Let me see if I can increase the. There will be some lag between now, because obviously it's not going to be in sync to the tick, but we'll see if I can do something to reduce the lag. I can't change anything now. I think we'll have to live with this for now. Okay. So possible to keep the max quantity per order to 1800. Yes, if it is Nifty, Nifty, you can change it to 1800. So in Bank Nifty, it is 900. For Fin Nifty and Nifty, it is as default. Okay. Mm, we can do that. Yes. So in a later version, what I'm trying to do is, okay, I'll show the time in the screen. Let's see. Uh, can you see the time? There is time on the top. How much is the lag? When you say perfect lot size, right, lot size will depend on at what time you're entering. If you're entering at the first tick itself, I would say a lot size of a smaller lot size is better. If you're entering after the market is stabilized, then even 900 is completely fine. And so if you're entering at the first tick itself, I would not go for 900. I would rather go with 200 or 300, right? Uh, but after the first 1 minute or 2 minute candle, when the market has stabilized, then anything above 400, 500, all the way to 900 or 1800 for other indexes also, I don't see any problem. Because, and also, yes, which index and which instrument you're trading. Yeah, 25 seconds lag. Okay, that should be okay. I think that is I think 25 to 30 is a default lag. It's not like completely live. So if you're following the position, please do note that there's a 25-second lag. So I may have updated the position and you will find out after 25 seconds. So, sir, the reason we can't do it is our fixed cost. We are doing it about paper thin margin here, right? We are people. If you take a 6 month subscription, it comes to 8,500 plus GST, right? The government takes its own share. Then we are giving. So what we're promising is whenever we launch a new feature, right? We don't charge for it. Any new feature, if you see our 8 month or 7 month back video, and you see the features now, there is a lot of difference between the kind of features that are available, right? So everything in your subscription plan, you are just paying once, but you're getting all the enhancements, even the two new indexes that will get launched, right? If you are in a 6 month subscription plan right now, uh, and if we launch within that 6 month window, you will get that for free, right? We're not going to charge you additional for a new index, right? So we won't be doing an index based pricing, sir, unfortunately. Sorry. Okay, let's look at questions. So I'm getting some questions on WhatsApp as well. Can you move options? So when you're shifting your margins, do make sure that you have sufficient funds to buy the margin before it. So the way it will work is it's going to try the new hedge, right? And if you don't have enough margin to buy the new hedge, the sell order will still go through, right? Because we're not checking if whether you have enough margin to buy a new hedge before selling the existing hedge, right? So uh, if you don't, right, please first go and check the margin and only then click on shifting from one hedge to another hedge. So it looks like market is reversing, right? So it is now making a down move. So if this goes to 86, my puts will risk off. You can send your questions on WhatsApp as well. I'm getting some questions on WhatsApp. Yes, Shwetaji, I will add this as well for. So you can always add through your custom, right? So you can always buy hedges by making your custom list or looking at Strangle. Even the basket option is still there. Now, if you want only from the auto entry, we may have to look at adding like a point 0.5 and option as well. That is something that we may have to think about. Yes, Mr. Mittal. Yes, you're right. If I move them, I will be able to do it. I generally do it only after an hour or so, right? Right now, there's still a good amount of time left. I've already moved my hedges twice. So what I'm going to do is I look at, so moving call side hedges doesn't help a lot. Instead of moving put side hedges generally helps quite a bit, right? So even if I move my call side hedges by 500 points, it's not going to give me. I'm going to try that because you recommend it. So I'm going to listen to your advice and I'm going to try and add 500. Right? And if I now try and add 100 also, see, it didn't let me even add 25. Right? So that's why adding hedges or moving hedges on the call side, generally speaking, doesn't help that much. I may be able to add another, what's it, 25, not even 25, right? So it's of no use. Yes. So whenever I say adjustment, a risk off means moving away from the spot. And when I say risk on, moving closer to the spot, assuming you are not in the money. So Shweta I'm not sure if you got my point. So you can still add hedges by creating a custom list and selecting whichever strike that you want. It will show the LTP, and then you can buy the hedges from there. Just a question to you: are you only looking at the auto entry option, or are you asking in general? Is there an option? Because in general, yes, there is an option through basket, through custom list. Sorry. Uh, sure. So a price difference is basically just a second. Yes, I'll be answering the question. Just give me a minute. Okay, so I'll answer the first question right before talking about background in the company. Uh, a price difference is the value that you see here is 10, right? 11, 12, which is the difference between an LTP of a call versus a put. So in absolute value, it's not like we're doing a put minus a call or a call minus put. It's absolute value of without the sign, right? It just shows the difference between the LTP of a call versus put. We're saying that if the difference between the value of an LTP of a call versus a put is more than 60, whichever leg is at a lower price, bring that closer to the spot. So whichever leg is underpriced, which means an LTP is lower, that leg will move closer to the spot. When moving, it will also look at whether you are saying move by 2 strike or move by a single strike. Based on your configuration, it will either move, let's say, assuming if put has to come closer, put will either come to 42,900 if move by 2, sorry, 42,700 if move by, I'm so sorry, 42,900 if move by 2 strike is unchecked, and 43,000 if move by 2 strike is checked. The same is visible here. When I say move to closer, it will move to 43,000. I can do that manually. And when I say move by 1 strike, it is 42,900. This because we are moving closer to the spot. When the move happens, it will also, since I have an auto update, it will also look at the new sell price of that put plus the existing sell price of the call. Assuming, let's say, if I get a put of 100, then the new combined sell price will be 100 plus 94, which is 194. Do a 40% of that and update the price difference value to this new 40% value. So that's what the price difference does. This is purely risk on strategy. A risk on strategy is where you're taking more risk, right? So it will only come closer to the spot, not risk off by moving away. Right? So price difference works on adding more risk by coming closer to the spot. Uh, Spot difference is something where you want to stay away by a certain value all the time, right? So let me give you an example. I'm seeing if I can show you a paper trade as well. Okay, no, I'm going to continue on this only. So a spot difference, if I put it as, let's say, 20 points, right? Just to give you an example. When I am at 42,860, right? Right now, I am only, what, 40 points away, right? I'm not more than 40 points away from the spot on the call side, right? And I'm 60 points away on the put side. When I do a spot difference of 20 and say allow in the money, as soon as the difference between the strike at which I'm sitting versus the spot at which the market is, if the difference between them is less than the value specified, it will risk off that position. So this is spot difference where you can use it to risk off the position. Yeah. I hope that answers the question. Possible to add customized quantity. Sometimes we don't want half. So you have a basket option. You have customized options here where you can then select whichever. Because if we start putting customization, it's actually 3 clicks. You have to click on the. So for example, you have to click here, select the quantity, and then click, right? So you have to have two more controls here. And now giving those two more controls, I'm already unhappy with the way we are adding more and more things to it, right? So in order to control that, what next we are launching is you will have your own configuration where you can decide what you want to see, right? You don't want to see, you don't use, let's say, breakouts, right? Then why should you even look at this? So we will have a configuration option where you can predefine and say, I don't want to look at this option at all. I don't want to look at the OI data at all, right? I don't want to look at the orders. So whichever control you want to hide from the UI and keep it cleaner, we'll give you that option to configure it such that only things that you want to use, you can configure them and those will be visible. Right. Okay. Small intro about uh, the product, the company, right? So I'm myself Amit, right? I've been using this. So I made this product for myself. It took close to, so I've been using it for over 3 years now, right? So the intention was that I wanted to make something because I come from a financial background and an IT background. I've worked for companies, some of the uh, top names in the world with regards to how the financial transactions and hedge funds and whatnot, right? So to name a few, I've worked with companies like JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, right, Wells Fargo. So and especially in the front office division. And so obviously the knowledge was there, and I helped build products for their front desk, right? So that's where the experience that I'd gained, I thought I should utilize it, and that's where this product for myself came into picture. And then after uh, Shreyas noticed this product, he started using it, he liked it. Then some other users also gave their feedback, and after uh, deliberate thought process, we decided to launch this out for others to also benefit from the product. So that's so we do have a long history of 3 years for this product. The product actually got launched in October, and from October we've been adding more and more subscribers, thanks to you guys and for all the feedback that you're providing. So I do have close to 17 years of experience, and with I've been trading for a very long time now. So I hope that answers some of the questions that you have. We are. I'm currently based in Bangalore. The company is registered in Indore, right? Uh, what else? Okay, market is moving again. Let me just see. 72, 80, 58. Okay. Uh, Around 1 o'clock is when I would take a call to maybe risk off half of it. Uh, we will see if we need to risk off half of it, because we are anyway slightly biased with regards to quantity and the premium. Not too much, just by 400, but that 400 actually can hurt a lot. Right? If let's say a single 300 point up move comes in, that 400 is actually equivalent to 300 when you start doing 1200 when you start doing three adjustments. And so we'll have to be careful when we have some skew. Sure, Swetaji, we will look into auto entry. I'll see what can be done. Okay. Sure, Ramanji, I'll cover that. I think I'll have to launch a paper trade version for this. Let me just do that. Okay, so let me just. Okay. Yes, another question used to come. Do you support multiple brokers, right? So a lot of people have taken multiple subscriptions that where they manage accounts in different brokers. So they have one subscription in, let's say, Share India, another in ZERODHA, another in FinVasia, right? You Same application can be used, same version I'm using for all three, right? So I'm now basically, and then multiple accounts. Where is my account list? Okay, I think I've removed my, one second. Let's look at the position also 1 minute. I'll add my Zerodha account back to the list. I have to add that again. I'm looking at questions also on WhatsApp. I'm getting quite a lot of questions as well. Sir, in NRML and Zerodha, you cannot buy the hedges without. So this is something that people have to remember. Zerodha, the hedges you cannot buy without having a sold position against it, right? So if you try to buy extra hedges, and when your position is in NRML, it will not allow you, right? So it is best to first make sure that Zerodha is allowing you to take those additional hedges, right? If the buy order fails, the selling is still allowed. So uh, it is very important to remember in Zerodha, in when you're doing NRML, you have to have position to sold position in order to buy additional hedges, right? If you try to buy extra hedges, then it doesn't let you do it, right? It basically lets you sell buy only the number of hedges against the number of sold positions that you have, and that's where the problem comes in. To avoid that, we do send a sell order before the buy order. Now this basically means you have to have an extra margin available for you to shift your hedges when especially doing in Zerodha for NRML positions. How much margin am I using? So I'm using 1 CR. I think I don't have any other margin left here. If I try to add, because the system, I don't have to look at what is the available margin, because when I punch on 100, right, the I can see, right, there is no other quantity going in. Let me just refresh this once. Okay. So you can see all the orders were rejected. So I don't have any other margin. The last was 25 that got added, I think, some time back. So I'm using the full 1 CR. Okay. Uh, so the question around price difference and price check. Let's look at that. Okay, I'm going to take a 10-minute break. I'm sorry. Okay, I have to cover the price difference. So sorry. I didn't realize that. Let me do that price difference and spot difference. So, sir, let me try and understand. A lot of people ask me, can you tell us how much will be the slippage? Sir, I think if even God tries to answer that question, God won't be able to do it, because this is based on when. So what is slippage actually, right? We talk about slippage quite a lot, but slippage is basically when you send an order to an exchange, right? You've asked for a certain price, and if that price is not available, your order doesn't get executed. So if you put a limit order, something is trading at 100, and you say, I want to sell this at 101. If there's no buyer against that position, your order will not get executed. So we do a market order. When we say, okay, when I click on a button and I say, I want to execute this order goes via broker to the exchange, and exchange is going to fill that. Now, from the time when you click on the button to the time when the order got filled, there will be some lag, maybe millisecond, maybe microsecond, maybe second, irrespective of what the lag is. Right? You may have seen the price at 100, but by the time it hit the exchange, the price may be at 100.05. Now that 100 to 100.05 can be called a slippage, because that is the time gap. You saw a price, you sent that order to the exchange, but the price already had moved by the time it hit exchange. That is one thing. The second is, there is nobody who's willing to give you at that price, right? So against every buyer there's a seller. If there is enough liquidity and the price that you've asked for at that point of time, if the price is available, that means there is a buyer against your sell position and a seller against your buy position. So then there is zero slippage. But if there is no buyer against your sold position, that is where we call it, okay, I didn't get the price at which I asked for, right? Because that's where we define, a lot of people say that's where the slippage is. So slippage is something that nobody can determine unless you exactly know at that point of time how many buyers were there and still my order didn't get executed, right? So to answer your question, uh, if God can't, I cannot answer saying that how much slippage will be there or how much slippage will not be there. So it's a question that there's no logical answer to it. If there are enough buyers, there will be zero slippage against your sold position for that same price. If there are enough sellers for your buy orders, then there will be a zero slippage against, right, your order. So if you're doing a very liquid instrument where the price movements are none, right? If it stays at 100 throughout the day, and there are million of people selling and buying at the same price, there is zero slippage because there are enough buyers against the sellers. It's so that's all I can talk about slippage, sir, because we talk about slippage a lot, I think, uh, but it is not in our control. I don't think so. It is in anybody's control to say there will be, unless you look at the bid and ask before every order and say, okay, this is the bid, this is the ask, and I'm okay with it. I'm approving this order. Go and fill my quantity. That is the only way to say there is zero slippage. I hope that answers your questions. Yes, we are working with fires as well, right? I've started looking into fires as well. We should be onboarding very soon. Okay, one gentleman has asked a question and I'm not able to answer his question. So let me go back to my screen and okay. Battery. Yes, Vineet ji. सर मेरा भी बिल्डअप हो रहा है सर, थैंक यू. सॉरी, मेरे को रिक्वेस्ट आई थी, प्लीज हिंदी में बात करिए, मैं भूल जाता हूँ बीच बीच में, क्योंकि बाय डिफॉल्ट वो इंग्लिश में निकलने लगता है, बट मैं ट्राई करूंगा कि हिंदी में भी बोलूं। आप मुझे टोक दीजिएगा अगर मैं भूल जाऊं बीच बीच में, तो आई विल ट्राई एंड स्पीक इन इंग्लिश एंड देन उसको रिपीट करने की कोशिश करूंगा हिंदी में। पुट और कॉल को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं सर, वो मुझे नहीं पता। मुझे व्हाट्सएप पे भी सवाल आ रहे हैं। यस यस रमन जी, आप ही के लिए मैं एसएस लॉन्च कर रहा हूँ। आई आई हैवंट फॉरगॉटन, आपने जो सवाल पूछा है उसका जवाब मुझे, मैं आपको देने के लिए ही दूसरी इंस्टेंस लॉन्च कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मैं उसको लाइव में दिखा पाऊँ आपको। हाँ, अब दिखा पाऊंगा। हम बैंक निफ्टी की मैं डेटा लोड कर रहा हूँ पेपर ट्रेडिंग में। एक बार लोड हो जाता है उसके बाद मैं स्क्रीन शेयर करता हूँ बैंक निफ्टी का पेपर ट्रेडिंग में। पोजीशन ठीक चल रही है अभी तक। आई थिंक वी आर एट 0.7%। मैं जीरोधा की स्क्रीन दिखा रहा हूँ। जीरोधा की स्क्रीन नहीं, हाँ जी, यू कैन सी माय स्क्रीन वेयर आई एम शोइंग जीरोधा, राइट। आपका प्राइस डिफरेंस और प्राइस एक्शन, राइट। हम एक एग्जांपल से लेते हैं, एक स्ट्रैंगल लेता हूं मैं, राइट। ये स्ट्रैंगल अभी मेरे पास, इसका लिमिट ऑर्डर हटा देता हूं मैं। प्राइस बहुत मूव किया है ये। अच्छा, ओके। प्राइस डिफरेंस कम गया, इन सबको मिनिमाइज कर दिया है। हम सिर्फ प्राइस डिफरेंस की बात कर रहे हैं। यहाँ आपको जो वैल्यू दिख रही है 24 इज डिफरेंस बिटवीन 34 माइनस 59, राइट। ये है डिफरेंस जो कि आपको यहाँ 23 दिख रहा है। जब डिफरेंस मैंने यहाँ 25 कर दिया, अब मैं कह रहा हूँ जब भी इन दोनों के बीच की डिफरेंस 25 के ऊपर चली जाए, जो कि अभी जा रही है, और उसके ऊपर रहेगी, आप देखेंगे मेरा पुट अपने आप पास आ गया। क्यों? क्योंकि पुट उस समय 24 रुपए का था, कॉल 55 56 का था। तो जिसकी भी प्राइस कम थी उस पोजीशन को उसने ये वाला 34 वाला, राइट, ये वाली पोजीशन थी, ये 42,700 के पुट को उसने स्क्वायर ऑफ करा और उसको पास में लेके आया। तो प्राइस डिफरेंस पास में लाने के काम करता है। प्राइस डिफरेंस आपको जब भी रिस्क ऑफ करना है, रिस्क ऑन करना है, जिसकी भी प्राइस कम होगी उस पोजीशन को पास में लेके आएगा स्पॉट के। और अगर आपने ऑटो अपडेट सेलेक्ट कर रखा है, तो जो पोजीशन अभी कंबाइंड सेल प्राइस 44 प्लस 41 86, राइट, 80 80 या 80 85 85 का आधा, बिकॉज मैंने कंबाइंड परसेंटेज 50% रखा है, तो अपने आप 42 की वैल्यू आ गई यहाँ पे। मैं इस वैल्यू को चेंज कर देता हूँ, 90 कर देता हूँ, और अब मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ ये मूव कर रही है। मैं इसको मैनुअली मूव कर रहा हूँ, मैं इसको 31 पे ले जा रहा हूँ। जब मैं इसको 31 पे ले गया, मेरा प्राइस चेक क्या है, एक मिनट मुझे अब मैं अभी जैसे 21 की मिली मुझे, राइट, आप वो सब छोड़ देते हैं, अभी मुझे 21 की मिली। 21 प्लस 44 65, 65 का 90% इज 59। उसने ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ 59 सेट कर दिया, right? तो आपको प्राइस डिफरेंस जब भी एडजस्टमेंट होगा, इसको मैं मूव करता हूँ, ये मिला मुझे 24 का, 24 प्लस 21, इसका 90% 41 होता है, उसने अपने आप 41 लगा दिया। मैं इसको हटा सकता हूँ, तो अब अब प्राइस डिफरेंस की वैल्यू अपडेट नहीं होगी ऑटोमेटिकली। अब मैं फिर से दूर गया, अब ये 41 ही रहेगी। अब मैं कितनी बार भी एडजस्टमेंट होते रहेंगे, ये रहेगी 41 ही, क्योंकि मैंने ऑटो अपडेट को हटा दिया है, right? यहाँ पे ऑटो अपडेट को चेक कर दिया, इसको अगर मैंने 50% कर दिया फिर से, अब मैं जब मूवमेंट करूंगा, नई सेल प्राइस क्या मिली 43 प्लस 42 85, 85 का 50% 42, तो वो 41 से 42 हो गई। तो दिस इज प्राइस डिफरेंस। इस पे अगर क्लियर है तो हम स्पॉट डिफरेंस पे मूव करेंगे। मुझे आप कमेंट में बता सकते हैं कि आपको समझ में आया ये सब। प्राइस डिफरेंस अब क्लियर है, तो मैं स्पॉट डिफरेंस की बात करूं। रमन जी, अगर आप सुन रहे हैं तो प्लीज जवाब दे दीजिएगा। ओके, हमने रमन जी को खो दिया है, एज इन ही इज नो लॉन्गर इन द लाइव मीटिंग। हिंदी में ही गड़बड़ हो जाती है मुझसे। वी गो बैक टू लाइव पोजीशन। जब रमन जी वापस आएंगे तब हम उनको हमारी ओके, लाइव पोजीशन ठीक चल रही है, चिंता की कोई बात नहीं है। एटी सिक्स पे मेरा प्राइस चेक लगा हुआ है, तो अपने आप अगर मार्केट नीचे जाना चालू करेगा तो 86 पे ये रिस्क ऑफ हो जाएगा। जैसा कि मैंने कहा था कि प्राइस डिफरेंस अभी यहाँ पे कोई वैल्यू उसकी नहीं है, क्योंकि 86 पे अपने आप दूर चला जाएगा पुट, और एक बार पुट दूर चला गया उसके बाद नई वैल्यू कैलकुलेट हो जाएगी, क्योंकि नया सेल प्राइस आएगी और उस नई सेल प्राइस से ऑटोमेटिकली 40% से प्राइस डिफरेंस की वैल्यू सेट हो जाएगी। सो वो सेटिंग नेक्स्ट लेवल के लिए है, अभी के लिए नहीं। रमन जी वापस आ गए हैं, धन्यवाद कंफर्मेशन के लिए सर। मैं अब आ जाता हूँ वापस से ज़ेरोधा की उस पे, मार्केट को करने देते हैं जो भी करना है। हम रमन जी का सवाल का जवाब देते हैं। नेक्स्ट इज स्पॉट डिफरेंस। स्पॉट डिफरेंस अभी हम मार्केट में 42,800 पे बैठे हैं, 30 पॉइंट दूर है, और यहाँ पे 70 पॉइंट दूर है। हम थोड़ा और दूर चले जाते हैं, एक स्ट्राइक हम दूर चले गए, राइट। तो अब हम 42,700 पे बैठे हैं, ऑलमोस्ट बीच में बैठे हैं, राइट। अब अगर मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं मेरी स्ट्राइक 50 पॉइंट से की दूरी बनाए रखनी चाहिए, इट नीड्स टू बी ऑलवेज 50 पॉइंट्स अवे फ्रॉम द स्पॉट। स्पॉट अगर मेरी स्ट्राइक अभी 42,900 है, जब मार्केट 42,850 के ऊपर आए तो मेरे को दूर जाना है, या मार्केट गिरने लगा और मार्केट 42,750 के नीचे जाने लगे तो मुझे दूर जाना है। तो मुझे 50 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस हर समय मेंटेन रखना है मेरी जो स्ट्राइक है उससे, स्पॉट की। तो वहां पे स्पॉट डिफरेंस काम आता है। मैंने यहाँ 50 पॉइंट डाल दिया और यहाँ छोड़ दिया। तो अब अगर ये 850 के ऊपर जाएगा तो मेरा कॉल दूर चला जाएगा, अगर 42,750 के नीचे जाएगा स्पॉट तो मेरा पुट दूर चला जाएगा। तो ये बेसिकली रिस्क ऑफ स्ट्रैटेजी है। अभी इसको दिखाने के लिए मैं इसको 40 कर देता हूँ। तो अब मैं कह रहा हूँ कि जैसे ही 840 के ऊपर जाएगा मार्केट, राइट, सॉरी 60 कर देता हूँ, क्योंकि मैं कह रहा हूँ 60 पॉइंट दूर रहना है मुझे, 60 पॉइंट दूर रहना है मुझे स्पॉट से हर समय। तो अगर स्पॉट 42,840 के ऊपर जाता है तो मैं आई विल नॉट बी 60 पॉइंट्स अवे, आई विल बी less than 60 points away. That will push my call option away. अभी ये हो सकता है अभी हो जाए, right? ये ऊपर गया, राइट, और मेरा कॉल अब दूर चला जाएगा। वो अच्छा वापस नीचे चला गया, सॉरी मैंने ध्यान ही नहीं दिया, वो ऑलरेडी हो गया यहाँ पे। रमन जी अगर आपने देखा हो तो मेरा कॉल 42,900 से 43,000 पे पहुंच गया। वो इसीलिए क्योंकि हमारा जो 60 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस हमने बोला था 42,900 60 पॉइंट से कम का डिफरेंस पे रह गया स्पॉट से, तो उसने स्पॉट को उस स्ट्राइक को दूर कर दिया हाथों हाथ। अगर यही मार्केट नीचे गिर रहा होता, तो जब हम 42,760 के नीचे आते, तो 60 पॉइंट से कम का डिफरेंस बचता हमारी स्ट्राइक और स्पॉट के बीच में, इसीलिए पुट रिस्क ऑफ हो जाता। ठीक है सर। अलाउ इन द मनी, जब आप इन द मनी ऑप्शंस कर रहे हैं, आप स्ट्रैडल कर रहे हैं, तो आप ये कहते हैं, अगर मैं इसको अब स्ट्रैडल बना देता हूं, और इसको मूव क्लोजर कर देते हैं, अब हम स्ट्रैडल पे हैं 42,900 के, right? अभी फिर भी ये बिल्कुल बीच में है, इसको ठीक है 60 पॉइंट कर देते हैं इन द मनी। अब 60 पॉइंट इन द मनी करा है, तो अगर ये 840 पे चला जाएगा, तो हम 60 पॉइंट इन द मनी हो गए कॉल के लिए, वर्सेस ये अगर 42,960 पहुंच जाता है अप डाउन साइड में, सॉरी मैं आई थिंक अगर आपको कंफ्यूज कर दिया, तो मैं एक थोड़ा एग्जांपल ऐसा लेता हूं जब मार्केट उस रेंज में होगा, तो अभी क्योंकि बिल्कुल बीच में है मार्केट, मैं इसको दूर ले जाता हूं, इसको भी दूर। जब ये 42,900 के आसपास होगा या 42,800 के आसपास होगा, तो मैं आपको अलाउ इन द मनी का ऑप्शन समझाने में आसानी होगी, तब मैं वो एग्जांपल लेता हूँ विद अलाउ इन द मनी का। तब तक मैं जरा पोजीशन देख लूँ। पोजीशन ठीक चल रही है अभी तक, तो हम 60-60 पे है, मैं 60-60 पे रिफ्रेश कर रहा हूँ, तो मुझे थोड़ा आइडिया लगता है कि कहाँ है हमारी पोजीशन। अब सेल प्राइस मेरी अपडेट हो गई, दोनों 60-65 हो गई, तो यहाँ से अब मुझे दिखेगा कि अगर स्क्यू बढ़ रहा है कहीं पे भी, तो आई कैन टेक अ लुक एंड सी कि क्या करना चाहिए। ओके, अब मैं 10 मिनट का ब्रेक लेना चाहता हूँ। आई विल बी बैक आफ्टर 10 मिनट्स। कहीं जाइएगा नहीं, आगे बहुत एक्साइटिंग टाइम है एक्सपायरी के लिए। मंथली एक्सपायरी है, तो आई एम श्योर कुछ फायर क्रैकर्स होंगे आज, तो रेडियो पे कहते हैं आते हैं ब्रेक के बाद। Okay, I'm back at the desk, changing this to 82 and 82. So I will now be more of a risk off strategy because we're sitting at a 1% profit already. Don't want to risk it. Yeah. So all your positions are also visible on your broker account, right? So you can always go to your broker account and exit all your positions. So even if you're not able to access TradeFlow, the same position, if you're a Zerodha user or an XTS or from Finvasia, you can always log in into your broker account and square off the positions if you want to from there. I generally prefer Strangle, sir. I'm not a Straddle. I, I prefer Strangle over Straddle. Certainly in a low VIX environment. It's just that I don't want to take too much of risk, right? And do too many adjustments, and that's why I prefer. I think, but Straddle has shown that the returns are quite good when people are doing Straddle. But then the Straddle management is also not that easy compared to Strangle management. So that's why I take the easy route. Okay, so in all likelihood, it is going to start risking off, and my calls have risked off. Now, new price difference is 42 because 60 plus 44, 104, 40% of 104 is 42. So that's why this is why I have the price difference checked. So if this move continue, I am at least ensure that now 42 price difference is possible. The price check also got updated to 67. I'm going to make it 72. And I'm going to make here also as 72. Because my profit had touched 1 lakh, you can see that the exit P&L has changed to 0. Since I'm in front of the screen, I'm going to make it as minus 50,000 again and change this to minus 50. So it is a question around security. Right? It is as secure as your computer username and password. If you share it with others, others can access the machine. So please keep your username and password secure. And do not share it with anybody. I was not looking at the market. Looks like market has made another move, which resulted in puts coming closer and calls shifting away. Let me see if I can add more on the put side now. I'm gonna uncheck the price difference. I don't want to come closer anytime soon now. Let's make it 65 and 55 is fine. So that's not a problem. You can ask as many times as you want, sir. You need to be uh, satisfied with the answer also. Yes. Uh, I don't want to come closer now. Right? I'll decide to come closer. I'll rather risk off if the put goes to. I'm going to make it as 58. Right? We'll we'll risk off then risk on. Right. So if right now it's what's the price difference? The difference is 19. I'll make it 38. Now the idea is if the next time the move continues, only then I will. Right? I need to come closer automatically because a lot of time I'm not looking at the screen at all. In the last two moves I was not even looking at the screen. So at least I need to keep the settings such that even if I'm not looking at the screen, I'm protected. Okay, I think I'm okay to bring my uh, calls closer now if the down move continues. So I will then, that's why I'm increasing the price check on the put to 62. What that means is currently there's a 30-point difference. Now, if this goes up by let's say 6 points, the call will at least lose 2 points. Right? So that way the 38 difference will meet, and that would result in call coming closer. But if the down move continues, it will then risk off my puts when it crosses 62. So that's more like just ensuring that the setting is such that if the down move continues, my calls can come closer. But if the down move is larger than what I'm anticipating, then it will risk off my puts as well. जी सुनीता जी, अभी सेटिंग ऐसी रखी है कि अभी थोड़ा स्क्यूड है पोजीशन। भाई कॉल सिर्फ 20 का है, पुट 50 का है, राइट? अगर मार्केट नीचे जाने लगा तो मैंने सेटिंग ऐसी रखी है कि मेरा कॉल जल्दी पास आ जाए, ताकि भाई मार्केट अगर नीचे जाना चालू होता है तो यहाँ पे 38 की वैल्यू इसलिए रखी है, 8 पॉइंट है। मान लीजिए 6 पॉइंट अगर कॉल पुट गेन करता है तो 2 पॉइंट, 6 पॉइंट अगर पुट गेन करता है तो 2 पॉइंट कॉल दे देगा, तो 8 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस हो जाता है। जैसे ही 8 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस होता है तो मेरा कॉल पास में ले आता हूँ मैं, ताकि अगर कंटिन्यू डाउन मूव रहा तो एटलीस्ट मेरे कॉल से कुछ कुछ पैसे मिलेंगे, तो कॉम्पनसेट हो जाएगा। बट अगर वो 62 तक चला जाता है भाई, 55 56 के बाद 60 62 और 62 के बाद वो कंटिन्यूसली रहता है, तो मेरी सेटिंग ऐसी रखी है ताकि फिर पुट दूर चला जाए। मैं ज़्यादा रिस्क नहीं लेना चाहता पुट साइड में, तो इसीलिए प्राइस चेक पुट का 62 कर दिया है। और कॉल अभी अगर आप देखेंगे तो 23 का है, जब पास में आएगा तो अराउंड 45 के आसपास का मिलेगा। अगर बड़ी कैंडल आती है डाउन साइड में तो 45 से लेके 47 के आसपास मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ मुझे कॉल मिल जाएगा। तो उस समय मैं राह देखूंगा कि अगर कंटिन्यू डाउन मूव चलेगा तो पुट अपने आप दूर चला जाएगा, और अगर नहीं रहा तो दोनों अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 50 के आसपास में प्राइसिंग रहेगी, तो बैलेंस हो जाएगी पोजीशन। प्राइस चेक जब नेक्स्ट अपडेट आएगा, जब मेरा जब भी मूवमेंट होगा, मान लीजिए मेरा कॉल मान लीजिए मेरा कॉल मूव करता है फ्रॉम 36 से, भाई ये 23 का है, मैं जब पास में जाऊंगा, मान लीजिए मुझे 50 का मिला, तो 50, क्योंकि ऑटो अपडेट ऑन प्राइस चेक लगा हुआ है, तो 50 का जो मिलेगा सेल प्राइस प्लस 50% ऐड करेगा, जो कि 25 हुआ अगर 50 का मिला तो ऑटोमेटिकली 75 का प्राइस चेक लग जाएगा। तो ऑटोमेटिकली मैं कह रहा हूँ कि मेरा मुझे रिस्क ऑफ करना है, जब जो सेल प्राइस पे मैंने एंट्री ली है उसके ऊपर 50% का बफर लगा दो और वो वैल्यू ऑटोमेटिकली प्राइस चेक में सेट कर दो। दैट इज व्हाट ऑटो अपडेट विल डू। मैं डिफरेंस की वैल्यू को थोड़ा कम कर दूंगा, 36 कर दूंगा। I'll add more on the call side when it goes to 25 or above. Right? I think I have some margin. I'm going to use it when it's above a certain level. In the meantime, I'm going to add some hedges. I'm going to shift my hedges to. So 43,500. I'm going to just buy 43,500. Or there's still a rupee difference. I'm going to wait till it goes to under 60 paisa difference. Okay, time to add more here if I can. Yeah, I think this is good enough. Okay, we're back to 0.8%. It's already 2 o'clock. See if now the values will become 55, 55, and the price difference will become 32. So idea is not to unnecessarily touch the position if not required. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so looking back at the screen now, we are again at 1%. There's no last 1.5 hour left of the market. We'll check if I need to do anything. Let's see. Now the call is still expensive, but put is 42,200. Let's see what is the combination for 42. 300 is 2.25. 42,400 looks like a decent option. Okay, so that's it. Square off half of this. And then the remaining. This is okay. Just adding another 100 here. Yeah, we'll add 450. No, didn't get enough margin benefit by doing this. Okay, I was hoping I'll get some margin benefit, but no, doesn't look like. I'll have to move my puts 600, 800, strong rupees. Okay, so in the down move, we were protected because obviously we had the check on the put side. So it risked off, and the new difference is 24. Now the new values that I'm going to put is 40 and 40. Say 45 and 45. So if the down move continues, only then we will it will perform an action. Just to, I didn't realize. So the market moved. So the calls actually came closer, and the put is still there. I've changed the values of price check to 60 and 60, and price difference I've unchecked currently. I will decide if I need to bring it closer. Uh, so far, let's see what the values currently is around 7-10%. So market is moving in both directions swiftly. So we'll see. Um, just check where we are. Set PNL and check. Uh, so 80, 80. So we are at a straddle. Let's make it 108 is okay. 108 is okay. Now we'll just risk off. So 30 points on up move, which is okay. I think this is still okay. Making it as minus 50,000, just in case if I'm not watching it closely and there's a sudden move. Then last 1 hour of the market looks like now I'll have a price difference check at 42 is fine, and put should be around 70, call should be around 70. That's it. And all this up and down moves, we've so far managed to stay in green, but If this continues, it's going to be tricky to stay in green. If the quantity is balanced now, I'll be taking a 10-minute break. Just checking my configuration one more time. 70 is on the price check. So 70 on the price check. So what that means is, if let's say market suddenly falls and the put goes above 70, the put will risk off. But if it, let's say it goes to 60, then my call will be around 18. So that gives me enough. The price difference is okay then. But if the market starts going up, if the call goes to 62, the put will not go below 12. Still my price difference is okay. So I'm protected in either ways. Wherever market moves, at least my adjustments will happen accordingly. And worst come worst, I'm going to increase the price difference because I'm not in front of the screen now. I'm going to make that as okay. Before I change, let's look at where we are. Okay, so as we were speaking, and like I said, I wanted to make this as, now I'm going to make it as 80 and 80. Keep some room for the movements that are happening, and this will become 45. Good, I unchecked it because I was. So let's say 30 points if it goes up. 15, 20, 22. Okay, and this goes to, yeah, 50 is okay. Let's keep it 45. Okay, I'm going to step away from the screen now. Decide if I need to. Okay, back in front of the system. Let's see. Okay, so no adjustments from the time I left. Market is okay. Let's look at our hedges. Hedges are 44. Let's look at, yeah, I think it's a good time to buy this hedge. And square out this and square out this. So now let's look at if I can take some benefit of this. Okay, so now the price check will go to 72 and 72, and the idea is the total premium is 70, right? So worst case, I'll lose 10 points of profit from here on, and we'll risk on based on whether we have to. Let's make it 68 actually, because, and I'm gonna change the tick value to 3 now, and we'll change this to, so if it goes, it goes. Right? I'm okay with that, and we'll make this as 600, maybe 900 now. That's okay. So 900 is fine. Number of adjustments will make it to 9. Which is fine. So if this goes away, moves away. So it touched 68 and then returned from there, right? So if it had stayed above 68 for 3 consecutive ticks, only then it would risk off. So whatever you put in the exit criteria, if that is breached and is breached for the number of ticks that you specified, only then it will start squaring off. So you can think of exit P&L as basically, I've created buckets of 1 lakh, right? So when the profit goes to 2 lakh, only then the P&L will change to 1 lakh, right? So if your bucket is 25,000, so when your profit goes above 50,000, your exit will change to 25,000. When your profit goes above 50, it will go to 25. When it goes above 75, it will come to 50,000. So you're creating buckets of saying that these are the levels at which I need to change my exit criteria. That is a way to protect your profit. Okay. So if the up move stays, my call will risk off. Where's my glass? Okay. So in exit P&L, you can put a negative value, a positive value, a zero. Right? Zero means break even. A negative 20,000 is basically a loss of 20,000. If your loss is more than 20,000, it will start squaring off. Okay, I was looking at the other screen. So looks like the call has reached off because of the up move. We'll try and add more if I can. And now we'll make it 30. 30. This time the price check will be 20, 22. Price difference will be 22. So if the up move continues, uh, if the up move continues, that's what I'm concerned about. Let's say 7, 8 points up move will put will compensate only 6 points, 5 points. So yeah, I'll make it 18. That should give me a decent protection. Okay. It risked off, it touched 68. I was looking at the price action, but then it's better to be safe than sorry. Now my concern is if the reversal happens, right, I need to have a price check of price difference of 14. Right? In case of a reversal, it's going to hurt us more. Is what the concern is now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it 70 and move 1/4 quantity. Yeah. So okay, bad timing. Looks like as soon as I moved, it is going to risk off again, which is okay. You know, 14 is too close. 16 is good. 16 gives me an assurance that it is going to be yeah, 16. Actually, no, sorry. 18. 18 is fine. I don't want to be into a state where then I have to adjust again. So let's do the call back to 30. So this is good. I think this much is okay. This is a 0.7. So on the hedge also I'm 500 point. So the risk is still limited even if there's a sudden 500 point move. Yes, I know how much we can do. And we have an exit P&L criteria of 0. So if we go below break even, it will start exiting. So the price difference of 18 will ensure if there's a sudden up movement, I'm able to take the call. I'm able to bring the puts closer, right, to compensate, which exactly is going to happen now. And the put value became 67, which is okay. I'm going to uncheck the price difference and we'll manage it from here. We now have the buffer and we can do what, 36 and 45. So now we are at 43,000 Straddle. Okay, reversal is gonna hurt me more. So I'm gonna be very cautious here now on the put side. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I moved too soon. I should have stayed. Uh, I should have waited for the market to give a clear direction. It's still not. Oh, we are into averaging. Okay, I just averaging now. Okay, so this is what happens when you're not paying attention. So the game changes when you're into averaging. Puts are at 50. Okay, yeah, if it goes to 60, I'm risking off. So I can get 20 points, 36. This goes to 40. Yeah, this is okay. Okay, there's no margin left for me to even think of anything. So this is where I will now uncheck this. I will make it 50 and 50. So both are around 50 50. Make it 55, 52, 52. So into the averaging now. I'll change the tick to 2 ticks. Just always fine. The calls are still at 15, which is very strange. We are into 4 minutes into averaging. Again, it's like the last expiry. Either people are expecting a good up move, and that's why buyers are still buying at this price, and puts are underpriced. So even the intrinsic value is 40 bucks. So that is a clear sign that something, a good up move is expected. If I get a chance, I will start reducing the quantity on the put, because I'm not so confident that maybe not. Okay, maybe it's balanced, so why not? We'll make it as 46, 46. We currently have 40 points to capture. I'm willing to lose 6 points from my profit, because both will go to zero eventually. Either one at least will go to zero. So even if I lose 20 points from one side, on top of it, I'm willing to give another 6 points back to the market. Into averaging, 6 minutes already done. The puts are still underpriced. So that I think then after 15 minutes they will pull the market up very swiftly and close it at 43,000. And looks like, yes, that's exactly what people are trying to do. Price is telling us, right? There's basically, we can see the puts had more intrinsic value and still puts were underpriced. Right? And calls had zero value, intrinsic value, but still calls were at 16 and 17. Right? So that's a way of market telling us something, that a up move was expected. Irrespective, we still made sure that even if that doesn't happen, we will square off. We'll try to protect whatever we made, making this as 44, 44. Now we have close to 32 points. So this goes to 30, 41, 41. Yeah, like we said, for 8 minutes it was under 43,000. For a good 10 minutes, I have a feeling they're going to move it by at least 30 points and keep it above for the averaging to benefit from that averaging. So I'm going to reduce this 900 from here, add 450 here. If I can. No, I cannot. I can only add 250, which is okay. String add that some if I can. Your averaging play. Yeah, taking a slightly higher risk, but I think okay. So this goes to 38 now. No, but for this to go to 38, that basically means that there needs to be a good up move. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna make it 42, 41. It's okay. I'm gonna take little risk. But just to end at this premium, it has to stay above this for at least next 15 minutes, which is either market is gonna go up really fast, is what based on the premiums. Intrinsic value is less than 26 for sure. I think it's gonna repeat like the last expiry where suddenly then the calls will crash. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, good time to make it 32 and 32. Total combined is 25. I'm willing to give away 7 points in case it doesn't work out. If there's a sudden The risk is only on the upside. I don't think so the risk is on the downside. Because so I have 12 points to lose and 6 points to gain if the market goes up. Right? So I'm putting 6 points on the table for a total of 25 points. So risk reward is still in my favor. Now if I don't reduce it, then risk reward is not in my favor. Right? So that's exactly what I'm going to do, making it at 28. 21 points on the table for 7 points or 6 points to give. Beautiful. 15 minutes into averaging, they've taken the market up and then down again. And we'll click on refresh, and we are roughly at 9 and 9. So now I know I'm going to basically now use this to control to 24, 9, 9, 18. So 24 is fine. Again, 6 points on the table for close to 20 points. Still the risk is on the upside because still 15 minutes. Okay, on the call I'm going to make it 26. I'm going to take slightly more risk on the call side, which is okay, because we had stayed for 7 good minutes under 43,000. So in all probability, so intrinsic value is basically right now, if you see, if let's say the market stays at 43,010, right, the call should end at 10. The call value is actually at 10, right? So right now, the averaging, with the averaging, market is assuming that there's another 30 point up move, and it will stay at least 30 to 35 points for the next 12 minutes. Only then it will close around 15, right? Unless that happens, we're pretty much closing at, call will close around $3 or $4, right? You can also look at the 39,900 call. So if you look at 39,900 call, where is 39,900 call? Straddle. 39,900 call is, oh sorry, what am I saying? 42,900 call. It is at 112, right? Which is below the 16, right? It's, according to them right now, it is still 15 points is the intrinsic value. So if it stays here for another 7 minutes is when, but if they take it up suddenly, the problem is the 26 will touch, and we are seeing 3 ticks, which is okay, right? Now I'll take 2 points from the other side, right? And 6 points are still on the table for a total of 19 points. So if you see, this is still at 17. So now we are entering into a danger zone, right? If they make it, if the market has moved another 15 points up, this 26 will touch, because there will be a panic and everybody will start squaring off. But one red candle and this will crash to 7. Sorry, I was on mute. 20 minutes into averaging and 13 points. So, okay, if it stays, like I said, if it stays above 21, 25, is it going to be 16? Okay, yeah, there's an up move expected. If the up move comes, then stop loss will hit. Okay, we'll give up 5 points, which is okay. So now on the put side, there's nothing left, right? So pretty much I'm risking 6 points for 12 points. Still a valid risk reward. Okay, last 9 minutes into averaging. So far the averaging is coming around 111, 112, right? So the longer we stay on the higher side, the averaging will start going towards 117, 118. Which I'm finding it very strange. Still 9 minutes left, so let's see. So I think if you want to understand averaging, how to manage averaging, shares has an amazing collection of videos where it's how to take benefit of averaging. Okay, so we are touching 111, 110 on the averaging. If it goes below 43.10, this will crash to $3, $4, and we should touch a 4% mark. Yeah, like I said, hopefully it should. But what I'm going to do is as soon as we start touching 4% mark, I'm going to start see how much is the value left right now. There's 54,000 left on the table right now. Now that is assuming that the averaging is, yeah. When the value is below 30, I'll start squaring off. I'm not going to wait for the last penny. If it goes below 30 is when we start looking at. Okay, so we'll start risking off. Another big candle on the upside. So there's 7 minutes left. There is still 10,000 to be made. I am not going to be greedy. I'm going to be, rather I'm going to add on the put side because there's no way put is going to go to. I'll rather do this. That's it. That's it. I think we're done for the day. So this both goes to, both of them will go to 7, 9. Put will go to 5. That's it. Let me just do a refresh. I can take a look at it. So both are 2 at 2 and 2. Both will put at 5 and 5, and we are done. Okay, we touched 4% mark. I'm gonna, okay, I've taken quite a lot of puts. I will start squaring off puts also. I didn't realize. Okay, so put has to go to 0. There's nothing left in the put. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna wait for the last 5 minutes. My quantity is half now. This much quantity, 5 points is okay. Okay, so last but not least, if you enjoyed this, do take a few minutes to comment, tell us your feedback. If you're not a subscriber yet, or if you're still on the edge whether this tool can work, yes, it will do what you tell the tool to do, right? It's not a magic where you set a strategy and different guaranteed return is there. So if you're expecting something that, okay, all I have to do is just tell them and it should mint money for me, that's not going to happen. That's not the tool designed for. It will do what you tell the tool to do. Right? So we are doing a promotion right now where you can try the product for 15 days for all the 3 indexes. These are 15 calendar days. After that, we have month to month and 6-month plan. If you go for a 6-month plan, it comes to 8,500 plus GST, roughly around 60,000. Versus if you go on a month-to-month plan and you take all 3 indexes, it comes to 15,000 plus GST. Right? Most of the people, and with the benefit of 6-month plan is you get all the new enhancements. Right? So whatever new features that will be rolled out will be available for you in a 6-month plan. In a month-to-month, you'll have to get the new features in the next month. Right? So whenever your subscription expires in the next month, you'll get the new features. You have any questions, we have a list of videos, right? I will be making a new set of videos, right, explaining the tool in detail. And if you have any questions, you can reach us on Twitter, on our WhatsApp number. So we try to provide as much support as possible during the live market, right? If you have any questions, just look at the questions, because I haven't seen the questions for a while now. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry, I missed the questions, right? So I'm just going from the top. MTM moves at heartbreaking sometimes. Yeah, so a lot of times I would just not look at the screen, right? So I set the configuration, let the system do its work, right? If you're in front of the system, a lot of times you'll feel like, okay, let's just change, right? Let's just make it $3 because there's still 3 minutes, and I'm gonna just leave it as it is. I think $3 is okay. Yeah, so let me look at the questions again. Do you watch charts while trading? Yes, I do, right? Not very frequently. I have some levels that are defined, and then it's all in the head. Where do you specify number of ticks? Under general configuration, there is a value for ticks. You can specify that. Right? So right here, there is a tick value. You can specify that. What next? Look at the questions. I was speaking on mute. Yes, there was some audio during check PNL also be checked right here. Sir, if auto update is checked, then PNL no. Auto update is independent of PNL, right? I want to auto update, that is there. It changed to 3 lakhs. But if it goes below 3 lakh, it will not square off. I have to tell the automation that exit when the PNL goes below 3 lakhs. Right? आज जूस खत्म हो गया है, अब जूस खत्म हो गया. Yes, जूस खत्म हो गया. It is very nice. It is really interesting. Thank you. I'll try to come during the start, right? But I showed, right, that the entry, whatever was the entry, everything was there, right? There's nothing hidden. We took an entry at 40.40. We even touched a 1% mark, right, on MTM in the first candle, but then it subsided. We went back to, so after, I think the first candle, we never went to red, right? We stayed in green all throughout. But that is okay, I think. I don't think so. Yashas, you're most welcome, sir. Thank you. How many trades for today? So I personally don't look at it. I think if we'll do analysis when I'm actually not making money, right? So there's no time for it for me. That's why maybe I don't do it. Thank you. So we will do one non-expiry, right? It's just that not getting time to trade on a non-expiry. So trying to focus on expiry, but we'll most likely Tuesdays again expiry because Monday is a holiday. We'll try to do it on Wednesday then. We'll do, and maybe one session on Nifty. Right? We'll try to do that as well. Right? Okay, so market is done. There's nothing left. I'm gonna just exit this and exit this. Okay, I think it's already closed. Okay. Thank you so much. One last request. If you have watched this video, if you liked it, just let us know. Leave your comments if you can. It'll take 30 seconds set, but it gives us a lot of motivation. And I will try and okay, I think I made a typo in the question in the board. Uh, Thank you so much. Thank you for staying all the way. हाँ स्टार्ट से करेंगे नेक्स्ट टाइम हम एक्सपायरी बिल्कुल 9 बजे चालू कर देंगे 9 बजे से वी विल ट्राई एंड डू इट ओके थैंक यू सो मच आई होप यू हैड अ गुड एक्सपायरी एंड विल सी यू नेक्स्ट टाइम